Fallout New Vegas is a post-apocalyptic role-playing game published by Bethesda Softworks. The game takes place in 2281, 4 years after the events of Fallout 3 on the opposite end of the country. A game adored by players and critics alike, Fallout New Vegas is a must-play for anyone looking to explore the vast unknown of the Mojave. With that being said, here's 7 things that you probably didn't know about Fallout New Vegas. If you learn at least one thing from this video, please leave a thumbs up. Also, some of the points in this video could have spoilers. You have been warned. The Fallout series has always had fun people voicing the vast array of amazing characters. In Fallout New Vegas, the tradition lives on with a pool of talented voice actors. For example, Machete star Danny Trejo as Raul Tejada. Mr. Las Vegas himself, Wayne Newton, is fittingly Mr. New Vegas. And Hellboy actor Ron Perlman reprises his role as the game's narrator.
You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip.
Other well-known actors include Dave Foley as Yes Man, Felicia Day as Veronica, Chris Christopherson as Chief Hanlon, William Sadler as Victor, and everyone's favorite friend Matthew Perry as Benny. Matthew actually got the role because Bethesda saw him give Fallout 3 to Ellen DeGeneres, saying it was his all-time favorite game. Speaking of which, Benny is a reference to Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, an American mobster often thought of as the father of modern-day Las Vegas. The similarities exist in the name and in Bugsy's trademark suit, which bears a striking resemblance to Benny's. This fact was confirmed when a fan inquired about it to the project manager of the game, Josh Sawyer, in which he simply replied, "Yes." A man of few words. Fallout New Vegas has a myriad of references to events outside its own game. A Slave Obeys is a gunrunner's arsenal challenge. It's a reference to the death of BioShock's villain, Andrew Ryan. The challenge requires you to kill Mr. House with the golf club, which is also the way you'll eventually kill Ryan in his respective game. The title of the challenge is a phrase that Ryan repeats before you kill him.
A man chooses, a slave obeys.
In Freeside, some street signs are stamped with TES-04, referencing another game made by Bethesda called The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. Fallout New Vegas doesn't just reference other games, it also has a host of real-world cultural references. An NCR emergency radio broadcast references Doctor Who and the BBC, the network that Doctor Who is broadcasted on.
Bravo, Bravo, Charlie. The doctor is coming.
There's a refrigerator containing a fedora and a skeleton. This is a reference to the scene in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where Indiana Jones saves himself from an atomic blast by taking cover in a lead-lined fridge. The logo for the Atomic Wrangler is a reference to Dr. Strangelove's famous scene in which Major T.J. Kong rides a falling nuclear bomb like a rodeo cowboy. Honestly, folks, there's over 100 individual cultural references in this game, and we may just do an offshoot video depicting all the references at a later date. If you'd like to see that, please leave a comment below. Speaking of overwhelming content, Fallout New Vegas made it into the Guinness Book of World Records by achieving the most lines of dialogue in a single-player action role-playing game. The game contains around 65,000 lines of dialogue, beating its predecessor and previous record holder Fallout 3, which contained 40,000 lines of dialogue. Most would agree that when setting up your character in a game like this, you would want to have plenty of intelligence. But just for funsies, you should go back and play it with little to no intelligence. The player can come up with some very interesting and funny responses, which in turn, most of the NPCs you come across will treat you as if you're mentally deficient. For example, in this instance, you try to gain access to an elevator by yelling, "Ice cream."
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Here's one where you say, "Need food, fill belly."
I can't tell whether you're joking or radiation melted part of your brain.
Guys, next time you play this game, you really ought to try it out. Listening to these characters roast you is just freaking hilarious.
You're one of them special folks, ain't you?
One of the most destructive weapons in the game is the Fat Man, a weapon that fires a mini nuke and deals massive damage, usually ending in a one-shot kill to nearby enemies. Although its name is derived from the type of atomic bomb that was detonated over Nagasaki in 1945, the weapon itself is actually based on the M388, aka the Davy Crockett. Developed in the 1950s, it's one of the smallest mobile short-range nuclear weapons ever built. The effects of the weapons include high-temperature blistering heat, a pulse-stopping blast wave, and huge amounts of instantly lethal radiation that would make an area uninhabitable for at least 48 hours. But since the warhead's range was only about 2 miles, the person firing the nuke could be well inside the kill zone, just like in Fallout. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned at least one thing, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos. And next time you see your buddies, you can blow their minds with some of these amazing facts.